Today in the Joy of Editing, this is a TK Wednesday special edition. I've come up with a way to effectively fade off the horizon from a sky balance and contrast adjustment. You don't want to miss this one? Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. This is a TK Wednesday special edition. This image comes from Steve Baggett. I have done a full edit of this image on a past TK Friday. You can look through my YouTube full edit tutorials and find it. By the way, there's a few days left for the launch sale for Sean Bagshaw's new Luminosity Masks Exposure Blending course over at the TK Web Store. During the sale, you'll save 25% off your entire purchase. And by the way, use my promo code DK25 to get that 25% off. The sale ends on the 28th of February, 2025. If you'll use my code, I make a small commission, and this helps support the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. So thank you for using my promo code. I really appreciate it. Well, let's go ahead and jump right in. If you watch my TK Friday videos when I'm doing a landscape full edit with the sky and foreground, I always like to adjust the sky and foreground separately and bring out some balance and contrast to both sky and foreground. If you want to see how I set up the sky and foreground adjustment layers, go back and watch one of my TK Friday full edit videos. But what I do here, I'm going to click on the double arrow. You'll notice I have a foreground selection here intersected with a Midtones 3 mask to protect the shadows and highlights from getting clipped. I'm going to click the double arrow again, and now we go back to the image, and now I'll click on this sky balance and contrast layer and click the double arrow, and you'll notice I have a sky selection, and it's also intersected with a Midtones 3 mask to keep the shadows and highlights from getting clipped when I adjust this color grading tool. I'm going to click the double arrow and go back to the image. Now, I've already adjusted the color grading tool for both foreground and sky. Let me click on the foreground layer. And if I click on midtones, you can see I've really opened up the midtones. See where this brightness slider is here? And let me click on shadows, and you can see where my shadow slider is. So I darkened up the shadows. Now, let me shut off both of these layers. Here's what I've done to the foreground. This is before and this is after. Now let's go to the sky layer. And this is before the adjustment. And let me turn the layer on. This is after. Note that I've darkened the sky up a bit. Now, if I click on the midtone button, you can see I've darkened the midtones just a little wee bit. And if I click on the highlight button, I've opened up the highlights just a little bit. Okay, so that's what I've done. Now, let's look at this sky. Let's say this horizon area right around in here. What if I felt it was getting too dark from this sky adjustment? I could fade that off using a linear gradient. And it's easy to do, but I want to show you the wrong way to do it first, because I know you'll make that mistake, because I have many times, and then I'll show you the right way to set it up and do it. And it's, again, really easy to do. What we need to do first is get a gradient tool. So we're going to click on the gradient button, and now I have a gradient tool. And right now, note, I'm using the live gradient instead of the classic gradient, which is the old gradient. I like the live gradient better because we have a lot more control with it. Now, normally when I set up a linear gradient, when I'm like closing off the sky or the foreground, what I do is click this drop down and make sure the basics folder is open. Click right here on this arrow to open it up. And the first gradient is a foreground to background. The second gradient is a foreground to transparent. And the third gradient, which I always use, is black, white. Now, what I normally do is click black, white. Make sure you have linear gradient clicked on. I normally check on reverse, but in this case, I don't want to reverse it. I do want a black to white. When you click reverse, you get a white to black. So uncheck reverse. Now, if you want to close off the top or bottom, reverse is what you want. But for this fading of the horizon, you want black to white. Now, like I said, this is the wrong way of doing it, and I'll show you why. So I would click right here and drag up, and see I am fading off the horizon. But if I click this double arrow, you can see what happened. I've totally destroyed everything I created in the mask for the sky. So that's what's wrong about this. I'm going to go ahead and click the double arrow again. And now let me show you the right way of doing it. I've went ahead and reset everything. So here's what we need to do. Make sure you have your gradient tool. Click on it. If you don't, make sure you're on gradient, not classic gradient. Now we need to set this up. So click the drop down, make sure you have your basics folder opened up, and this time we're going to choose the center swatch, which is foreground to transparent. So click on that. And you'll note we have black to transparent. Now, if you wanted to change that to white to transparent, just type your X key and see now that goes white to transparent. Click your X key again because we want black to transparent. So we have to set this up and make sure you click on linear gradient. Now, also, this is very important. Before you even do this, make sure you have the mask selected by clicking on it, because if you don't, you're going to just add another layer with a gradient on it, and you don't want that. So make sure you have the mask selected. Now, let me tell you something else that's very important. Remember when I told you to type your X key to change these from black to white or white to black? Never click on a brush tool to change these swatches. Type your X key or click on this curved arrow, because if you click on a brush to change these swatch colors around, you'll switch from a gradient tool to a brush tool, which you don't want. So either type your X key or click on this curved arrow to change the swatches. Now, once you have your gradient tool set up, you're using the live gradient, you're going black to transparent, you clicked on linear gradient, now we can draw the gradient. So I'm going to click right here and drag up. And see how I can fade off that horizon like this? Now, one thing I must note, see the diamond slider? This adjustment has no effect when you're working on a layer mask. It only has effect if you make a color linear gradient on a separate layer. It doesn't work on layer masks. Now let's go ahead and look at this mask. I'm going to go ahead and click the double arrow button. Now you notice I have not destroyed my mask in any way. Now I could click on this line right here and drag this up, and you can see the gradient, right? Or if I click on the top here, I can adjust the way it graduates off so we can see that there. Now, one other important thing, if you want to move the entire gradient, when you click on this white bar, that's great, that works, but never get close to that bar, because you see that plus right there. If you click and try to drag, you're going to get a stop added to your gradient, which you don't want. But you could fix that. Click on the stop and then just drag it off and it goes away. So remember that. If you want to move this gradient, get right on the bar, and you can see that cross right there, right? When you see that cross, you're good to move this, okay? So I can move it the whole way down here and then just slowly build it up. And let's go back to the image. I'll click the double arrow button again. And so again, watch, I can pull this down, I can pull this up, and see how I can just fade that and get that adjusted just the way I want. And I think maybe somewhere right about there. And again, we can make adjustments here if we need to. But that's how easy it is to do. If you follow my steps and don't do the things I told you not to do, you'll be just fine, because the Photoshop Live Gradient tool can be a little bit wonky at times. But if you follow these steps, again, you won't have any issues. Now let's go ahead and see a before and after. By the way, if you don't want to see the gradient toolbar here, just click on the curves icon. And now let me shut off this layer. Here's before and here's after. But you see how I've faded off that horizon there and have not touched the mountains, just the sky. And this is something that can be very effective in your edit, especially if you're darkening the sky. Sometimes the horizon gets too dark, and using this linear gradient will just kind of fade that off if you find the horizon is getting just a little too dark. And by the way, I'm thinking about doing a future tutorial. You see this image right here? This is just an Adobe stock image. This is the before and this is the after. I've made all of these adjustments with different types of gradients, like a circle gradient, linear gradients, but I found a way that you can add multiple gradients on one layer, which can be really cool. Now, I've made all of these adjustments with color grading tools, which is a really great way of doing some fine tuning of your image, because not only can you lighten and darken, you can also add color grades to different portions of the image, which is really cool. If you would like to know how to do this, let me know in the comment section below. I'll make a video showing you how to do it. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Hey, and don't forget, there's a few days left on the launch sale for Sean Bagshaw's new exposure blending course. I highly recommend it. I've already watched it a couple times and I've learned so much. You need to pick it up. You're going to love it. By the way, if you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Click that bell notification icon. Click all so that you receive all notifications. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll get notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. And I will see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.